It's Monday morning, and all the students of the Sesame MA Basic School are preparing for their first lesson of the day in this makeshift structure. In Primary 4, it is a maths class, but as it will be, the unwalled nature of the structure exposes them to several distractions from outside what is supposed to be their classroom. The kids here enjoy the ventilation under the shed, except they have to go chasing after pages in their books whenever anything that feels like a strong wind blows. But chasing papers is the least of their worries, for as long as many of them remember, they have had to stealthily perch by the weak walls partitioning one class from the other whenever it rains.
The first challenge we are facing in this school is that we don't have proper classroom, and we don't have enough desks that students can occupy to learn and to improve upon their learning ability. So we don't have library too. At times in the night, you have to come to library and learn something before the daybreak. We don't have those things in the school.
This project that has been brought by government through Coastal Development Authority, we appreciate it a lot because anytime it rains, those of us that are living under the pavilion need to move from JSL department to seek for shelter. By so doing, teaching and learning will not be effective again.
The situation definitely affects the effective teaching and learning process. Evans Kwame Yevu Adbe is headmaster of Sesame MA Basic School.
Whenever it rains, it disturbs the pupils a lot, and with desk and other things, we don't have desk at all. The pupils will be sitting on, they will use some of the broken chairs, put them on stones, sit on.
But the problem in the school goes beyond just the physical frame of the building. Indeed, availability of stationery and classroom furniture have also been a real challenge. But all of these challenges will soon give way to a better tomorrow. The Coastal Development Authority is intervening because it believes the future of Sesame's next generation is under threat from this difficulty in assessing quality education. Coda is constructing this 3-unit classroom block for the Sesame MA Basic School.
I'm applauding Coda, giving them or asking Almighty God to give them the knowledge, sit them down, show them what they are supposed to do. For putting up this classroom block, almost 90% or 87%, I think I'm pleading with them to complete it for us to move some of the students of, let's say, from class 1 to class 3 to that 3-unit classroom block.
The project is being executed under the Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication Program (IPEP), which will change the story of pupils of Sesame MA Basic School. And for traditional leader Todbi Adbo Tadwa Dadbe Philip of Tagwa Traditional Area, this is a dream come true.
Coda, I must message about over Vaga. My you of your Cata, left Yavo, Tapa, Kunyeva Conibano, Kuyentom of Aquano boats at Dogoma. The other of Yaha, I do you now. Came a wound, I need to know about the Cacoco, Wanga, Magabatano. Enable Befia, Obeo, Plastin Vaigi, over clinical, because of your tongue agadama.
But like Oliver Twist, there's always more to be asked for.
Of Lanyaba, I need to talk about class 4 to 6. One I put the same near Homatoma, a Badoraba, able me to ya, Yafu, Coconut, Judo, but Yagawa, Unoya.
More and more communities in the Volta region, which has a population of 1.6 million people, are receiving support from the Coastal Development Authority. Just like the Sesame community, Coda is also delivering a 6-unit classroom block to the Viape RC Basic School. Before now, the situation here was almost as that of the Sesame MA Basic School. Head teacher of the Viape RC Basic School, Mrs. Clara Sediam Kuda, narrates how they struggled to get space for teaching and learning activities.
The classrooms were packed, the learners were packed in their classroom, even to the extent that some have to extend their desks to the blackboard. So the coming of the teachers moving in the class was a bit of a problem, and learners, you could see that the way they are packed in the classroom, free movement was not possible.
Having experienced all these for years, she believes the support from Coda is a great blessing, but she is not alone. Ketu South Municipal Director of Education, Michael Yao Chiatope, agrees.
I appreciate and thank Coda very much for coming to the aid of the municipality, especially in terms of school building and also dual decks. We have been facing a lot of problems in the municipality to accommodate our students, especially in this COVID-19 era. If we take VFA Basic School in particular, see that the population is high and the students are crowded in the classrooms. And this doesn't augur well, especially if the sun is up. You see that the students sweat a lot. So upon coming on board of your facility, we can spread the students into the rooms so that we could even have number 1 and number 2, that is A and B. Health-wise, it will help us because the classroom will be airy, and then with the COVID-19, as I've spoken of earlier, spread of the disease will also reduce.
The students themselves, who are the main beneficiaries of the project, could not hide their excitement. They want more attention to be given to their school.
I'm very excited and grateful for Coda for doing this great job. I think when we should be moved into the classroom, we have a comfortable, spacious and conducive place for lessons to be taken.
Through the ongoing of this project, we the learners have been well accommodated in our classrooms, and this promotes good and effective teaching and learning.
But the impact stories of Coda in the Volta region do not end with the education sector. The outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic demonstrated the critical importance of sanitation, hygiene, and adequate access to clean water for prevention and contamination of diseases. While government has made substantial progress in increasing access to clean drinking water and sanitation, it continues to be a real challenge in most rural parts of the Volta region. According to the World Health Organization, hand washing is one of the most effective actions you can take to reduce the spread of pathogens and prevent infections, including the COVID-19 virus. But for years, hand washing was not even an option for residents of Ho Heve, who patronized the only KVIP in the community.
It wasn't easy because the community, the population here was so much that depending on the KVIP, the old KVIP wasn't the best for us.
But through the help of the Coastal Development Authority, the residents now have this ultra-modern toilet facility with a solar-powered mechanized borehole. And for the residents here, this is a major departure from their earlier troubling situation.
Sometimes, yes, you have to queue. And you can understand, we don't take very good care of our, places of convenience. So sometimes when you go, you have to watch carefully before you leap. Otherwise, you step on another person's
But this problem of inadequate access to clean water is not only in the Ho Heve township. In Akofu Agave, a 20-seater toilet facility is being constructed to serve the community, which has been facing the same challenge as the people of Ho Heve. Benedict there is a unit committee member of the Akrofu Agave electoral area.
Enyejijo gande nambe Costa Toba to Afoji Kerefi. Peres unoba ila Afojide nomi asi ho egbele ta mega pona no pe da foju gbeme yakomi dana afojida ta ba we pe be gboto pete ba gbele ne do te perese adela elepepe ta chemise Afoji ke ban kwana na jijo gande na mi bela ogbo afoji tu na mi fe mi su be sometimes la e wona me bebele ka keka mi pela ko stato over batu mi medical vedo pela me chichiwe obe yo na mi jide po be yo batu afoji na mi metidiu la oba je gome kaka mi pela ogbe pete eso vele kwana no wunu na mi enye jijo gande na mi.
Chief of Akrofu Agave, Todbi Nankrado Adeku, is excited about the project.
So that could tell me about talk with who are Gbanongola. So that we told over there for Jidenimi. Kake Afojiola, Evagbele. Yata Amagirula, Uno, Bemeyi, Bano, Afoji de. Yata me say, Yaman cover me bore the docky popella. Energy journey to copy. Be mi va. Back where them young la Foji do. Bella Denemi. Da du kola o pa jijoju e go yan lo zo mo la apo de ka ku vi ogere la gbe me ku no te ba no afoji dera here.
Meanwhile, just on the outskirts of the Akrofu Agove township is Mauli School. Getting water has been a daily struggle for the over 4,000 students here, together with their teachers and other staff of the school. Established some 71 years ago, the school continues to play an integral role in providing high school education for both members of the community and visitors. And so, just like it did for the whole Hebe community, Coda has provided another solar-powered mechanized borehole to supply water to some parts of the Mauli school. This is in pursuit of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6, which emphasizes access to clean water and sanitation. Mr. Seth Opoku Abima is Assistant Headmaster Domestic at the Mauli School.
This water process is so dear to our to Mauli School because we were in serious water crisis and we call on other stakeholders to come. And fortunately, you came to construct this for us. So if you'll be able to complete it and hand it over to us, it will solve our water crisis in the school. Because currently we have about 4,000 students in the school. And every day when these 4,000 students want to use the water, then we need more water points for them to use. And the Ghana Water Company is no longer supplying to us. So we depend on the boreholes. So this will help us a lot to solve the water problems for us.
But while the communities here struggle to access water, the lack of a proper drainage system in the area meant that even when water came down through rains, there would be trouble. That is why the Coastal Development Authority is constructing this 400-kilometer drain within the Chakpe Old Town. Celestine Ankude is assembly member of the Chakpe Old Town community.
From Chakpe, Boji, we all depend on this drainage. So initially, the gutters were very small. So anytime it rains and with dumping of refugees, you see that the place is choked. So when the project came, we were praying that to come to pass. Even the main station, if it rains, you see that you can't walk. And it enters shops. It enters the main station itself. Unfortunately, we had it. I want to sincerely thank the Coastal Development Authority for the good work done. And we want to, again, as Oliver Twist, ask for more.
For the chiefs in the area, the bottom-up approach adopted by Coda in delivering needs-based projects to the people is commendable. Elder Ajay Kofi is a representative of the Chakpe Old Town Chief.
Assembly fi last mi to fi kuru pabo o won ma din tan to mi zo gota me din ba do sale fi ono site no do che mi dugbe nawe ono enros le mu wo fan mi ka fubo o jawagba emi ebe no wo ma fi abe Coastal Development Authority to we mbo o seun Tobi osele wa be iselu ake imenya bo aba fifie cho tabe yo me pa assembly woman ta obi abo inyanu chon mi pojijo blibo pojijo ta gbere mi ko ne mi afofu le fi ko fu nu anu che because enye akpalamete gande na mi le fi etiki doto fi me TV o.
These drains are expected to deal with the isolated incidences of avoidable flooding while preparing for the final construction of the road. And Mrs. Ankude is pledging the commitment of the entire community to ensure they do not get choked unnecessarily through human activity.
My prayer is, as we have it now, the maintenance should come from us. We have to check the refugees, educate people. Sighting of containers on it should be out of the game. So we have to liaise with the assembly. They should help us.
The Coastal Development Authority, Coda, has a mandate, and that is to champion tangible development in the lives of the people whose sake it was established. Since its inception, it has done just that and will continue to do more.